Hi, I'm John Napolitano, CEO of US Wealth Management. I'm here with Ed Doyle, President and founder of RealFood Consulting and Mass Restaurant Association Business Partner of the Year.
Yes,
Way to
very
go,
excited
Ed.
about that.
So as a consultant to the food service industry, from restaurants to suppliers to just about anyone in the food chain,
Yep.
you know, I hear a lot about cost containment and it's a low margin business and you really have to watch your numbers. And you know, as a CPA, I kind of get that. But as a guy that signs lots of tabs, I think myself and my clients sometimes wonder when you see a $200, $300 tab, how could this be a low margin business? So will you please enlighten us dunces?
Sure, well, in the day of the $12 glass of wine and the $15 martini, it's easy to think that the restaurants are just raking cash.
Right.
If you think about it on a grand scale, independent restaurants nationally net about 4% the bottom line. 4%. So 4 cents on every dollar. And if you really think about how that breaks down, you start out with your food costs and your payroll costs. Two of those are going to represent at least 60% of your operating cost. Put 10% occupancy expense on top of there, 15% more probably on your controllables. You got some debt service. All of a sudden that dollar gets pretty thin pretty quickly. You know, a little bit of pressure here, little lost sales there. All of a sudden you've got a month that you're not making any money. We just went through February here in Boston. Awful sales. We had clients that were down 30 and 40%. Just think how many months at 4% it's going to take you to get back that 40%.
Yeah, the rest of the year if you're lucky.
If you're lucky. So
wow.
There's a lot of misconceptions about
now,
the
does
restaurant
that
business.
margin metric, does it change? So if you go into an upscale restaurant where you're going
Absolutely.
expecting
Sure.
to spend a lot,
Sure.
versus a place that's maybe more modest, let's call it the burger joint or, you know, newfound American bistro kind of place.
Well, it's interesting. You'd be, it's probably a little backwards of what you think it would be. The pizza joint, the burrito joint, those places can see themselves doing 15 and 20% profitability. At the high end, you've got to be very high volume, you know, $8, $9, $10 million to really start seeing the money drop down like that, because you need to get over the hurdle of the fact that you're in probably a very expensive piece of real estate. You've got a higher labor structure because you've got a chef that's making $100,000 a year and a general manager that's making $100,000 a year. So you need to drive the volume at that higher price point. But nonetheless, it's always tough.
Well, now I understand it. A 4% on a good day net profit, I'm not going to moan about another tab ever.
There you go.
Thank you, Ed.